we are from Action New York City, and we are here to let you guys know our comprehensive program evaluation proposal for both the process and outcomes of Action New York City. So just to give you guys more background information on our program, Action New York City is an initiative of the New York City Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs. This program provides free, high-quality immigration legal services through a citywide network of trusted community-based partners. The program models centers of legal screenings, consultations, referrals, and community workshops delivered in culturally responsive ways across neighborhoods. What makes Action New York City unique is its partnership model, where community-based organizations, legal providers, and city agencies work together to expand access to immigration legal help for diverse immigrant communities.
Thanks, Lauren. So the problem, many New York immigrants lack affordable immigration legal help, leaving them vulnerable to deportation, status insecurity, and exploitation. The solution: the mayor's office will invest resources to deliver comprehensive services, including legal screenings, hotlines, workshops, outreach, and referrals. In the short term, immigrants gain knowledge of their rights, understanding legal process, and building confidence navigating systems. In the midterm, this knowledge is translated into action. Immigrants submit accurate applications, utilize preventative legal services, participate more in civic life, and reduce their legal vulnerabilities. In the long term, these actions culminate into stable legal status, economic stability, enhanced employment opportunities, greater social integration, and increased trust in public institutions across New York's immigrant communities. The core assumption: by investing 70 to 80 million annually and leveraging partnerships with legal providers and community partners, the mayor's office can reach tens of thousands of immigrants, multiplying its geographic reach.
Thank you, Amanda. This slide illustrates why a model like Action NYC is needed using findings from our ArcGIS spatial analysis. We mapped indicators such as low-income communities, percent of children living in poverty, and locations of health and human services family shelters. When these layers are viewed together, a clear pattern emerges. Several regions across California, particularly the Central Valley, show concentrated socioeconomic vulnerability paired with limited access to free, culturally responsive immigration legal services. The map helps translate community need into a visual format that supports data-driven decision-making. Families in these areas face economic hardship, language barriers, and immigration-related vulnerabilities, yet the infrastructure to support them remains minimal. By highlighting these geographic disparities, the analysis identifies where an Action NYC style model could have the greatest impact and where strategic investment in community-based partnership would meaningfully increase access to services.
Thank you, Ashley. So now we want to focus on the process evaluation of Action New York City. So while focusing on the process of Action New York City, we want to understand how Action New York City partners, coordinates, communicates, and delivers services across all New York City boroughs. We are examining how key activities such as screenings, consultations, outreach, and referrals are implemented across all of these boroughs. The design we decided to use in order to evaluate this is a mixed method approach, and this combines both qualitative and quantitative data. Ultimately, the goal is to understand how the partnership model functions across diverse neighborhoods.
Thank you, Lauren. Now I'll walk through how we plan to evaluate the program's implementation. Our process evaluation examines whether the program is being delivered as intended, focusing on the quality, consistency, and cultural responsiveness of day-to-day operations. We're using a mixed methods approach to capture both measurable activity patterns and the perspectives of staff and clients. Quantitatively, we will review service logs, training attendance, and coordination meeting records. This data help us determine whether services are occurring on schedule, whether staff are receiving required training, and whether partners are engaging in regular communication. Qualitatively, we'll conduct interviews, focus groups, and site observations. These methods help explain the context behind the numbers, such as barriers staff may face, workflow challenges, and clients' views on accessibility and clarity. Throughout the evaluation, we're emphasizing cultural responsiveness to ensure that services align with community needs and values. Altogether, this process evaluation will give us a clear understanding of what is functioning well, where adjustments may be needed, and how closely implementation aligns with the program model before we assess outcomes.
Thank you, Ashley. Here we outline how we would analyze process data to understand how Action New York City is being implemented across partner sites. We would begin by reviewing administrative and partner records using basic descriptive statistics to map out service volume, training fidelity, and differences in activity across locations. From there, we would analyze our semi-structured interviews through thematic coding to pinpoint reoccurring issues related to workflow, communication, coordination, and day-to-day operational challenges staff encounter. Our focus groups would be analyzed using comparative coding, allowing us to capture shared themes as well as differences across partner organizations. We would also review site observations using a structured implementation checklist to assess consistency in service delivery practices across community-based sites. To bring it all together, we would triangulate insights from records, interviews, focus groups, and observations. This merged analysis provides a clearer picture of how faithfully the program is being carried out, and it helps us identify where support or adjustments may be needed.
Thank you, Iris. So now that we have understood and evaluated the process, we can move forward with evaluating our outcomes. Our outcome evaluation focuses on whether Action New York City improves legal stability and reduces immigration-related vulnerability for clients. We are using, again, a mixed method design because mixing our qualitative and quantitative data shows whether Action New York City is achieving the short-term, midterm, and long-term outcomes identified in our logic models, such as increased legal knowledge, more successful applications, and greater social inclusion.
After evaluating implementation, we also need to understand whether the program is creating meaningful change for clients. Our outcome evaluation uses a mixed method design as well to measure progress over time and capture client experiences in depth. For the quantitative portion, we'll collect client surveys and administrative data at baseline, 3 months, and 6 months. This structure allows us to track short-term and sustained improvements. The outcomes areas align with our logic model, including access to service, knowledge gains, and indicators of stability. To complement these measures, we will conduct a qualitative interviews and focus groups. Clients' narratives help explain why change is occurring or why it may be limited, and often highlight strengths and barriers that are not visible in the numerical data. We are ensuring that all instruments are accessible, multilingual, and pilot tested so participants can engage comfortably and accurately. Together, these methods provide a reliable, culturally responsive understanding of program impact and help guide future investment, program refinement, and policy decisions.
For outcome evaluation, we would begin by analyzing survey responses collected at mid-year and end of the year. Using descriptive statistics, we can track changes in participants' knowledge, engagement, legal stability, service navigation, and levels of institutional trust over time. Looking at both time points allows us to examine immediate progress as well as long-term shifts. We would also review administrative outcome data such as case approvals, renewals, and referrals to detect measurable trends that reflect program impact. In addition, we would apply thematic analysis to interview and focus groups data to better understand participants' lived experiences, including their sense of empowerment, trust in institutions, and ability to access needed services. Lastly, we would integrate our quantitative survey findings with the qualitative themes. Merging these two streams of data gives us a fuller understanding of program outcomes and ensures that our conclusions reflect both statistical changes and the real-world experiences of participants.
Thank you, Iris. In order for our volunteers, participants to feel comfortable and share that information with us, we will be providing them with consent form. We will not be disclosing any legal information with either legal authorities, immigration, government. We will not be disclosing that information. We will store data with encrypted password protective systems. We will also be providing bilingual culturally competent evaluators to reduce fear and support them with their needs. The evaluators will also receive the appropriate training and they will recognize and manage the power imbalances. For ethical considerations, we will follow the American Evaluation Association ethical principles, which we will apply the CBPR as stated. Principals, participants, and partners are active collaborators. Thank you.
We wanted to highlight 3 key partnerships that exquisitely embody the principles of CBPR, including shared power, co-learning, and equity. These partnerships will enhance the validity, sustainability, and trust of Action New York City. Evaluation by ensuring that those most affected by the program are active contributors to its assessment and improvement. Center for the Integration and Advancement of New Americans, Inc., their contributions will likely impact linguistic and cultural accessibility. The Interfaith Civic Leadership Academy will enhance the ethical and spiritual considerations, and the Leadership for Democracy and Social Justice will contribute with the social context, data sharing, and iterative feedback. CBPR makes for an enhanced evaluation, ensures culturally responsive data collection and interpretation. It strengthens community ownership of findings and recommendations, and it builds organizational capacity for future evaluations across all MOIA partners.
Thank you, Amanda. We are a faith strategy program. We will ensure that all participants feel welcomed, respected, and treated with dignity, as stated. The approach aligns with our servant leader principles. Empathy, dignity, shares responsibility. Evaluation is grounded in faith, informed values, dignity, service, mutual respect, consistent with moral foundations of our social work.
So thank you for your time. This evaluation plan is more than data collection. It's a commitment to the communities Action New York City serves. By centering participant voices and partnering with community organizations, we'll deliver actionable insights that strengthen service delivery and better serve immigrant New Yorkers navigating complex legal challenges. We're not just evaluating a program, we're supporting a movement towards equity and justice. We're ready to get started. We look forward to bringing this evaluation to life together, and we welcome your questions.